Hey, Catherine. Hey, Lacey. I can't see Lacey yet, but oh, there she is. Hi. Hey, Logan. Hey, Logan.
Hey, how are you?
Good. It's a picture of you.
It's a picture. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah. You're real. Show everybody your face.
I know. Do you know how to change it?
Did you start the video?
I just hit join.
Yes. On the little icon video at the bottom where it says like a little video camera, click on it if it's X'd out.
Where it says record?
Where it says stop video or start video. Like it's like a little.
Oh, okay.
There you are.
Boom, I'm here.
Awesome.
Cool.
Looks like people are still, it's just 9 o'clock right now. So hopefully, I know Emily's joining us, Jessica's joining us. There's Emily. And Megan and Jessica Dieterle's on. So
1 minute, I got to grab you.
I'm gonna mute everybody except you. Awesome. Let me just text Megan. All right, guys. First of all, I just want to thank Logan for taking the time out to kind of pour into our team. Exciting things are happening for everybody, and I know that we're all really looking forward to achieving our goals come July 31st. So, Logan, I'm just going to kind of let you take it away.
Cool deal. Thank you, Kate. First off, I like your sweater you have. I wonder where you got that.
I know. I've been wearing it like every night because it's freezing in here. So.
Sounds funny.
Yeah.
Well, cool deal. So, no, I mean, you mentioned goals right there. I think that's kind of the name of the game for right now. But, before we jump into that, my name's Logan, coach for Central Region. Been lucky enough to meet a couple of you and talk to a few of you on the phone. It's awesome being in the unique spot, field facing and working with the other coaches. I love things like jumping on Zoom calls, but like she said, with goals. So what would you say, and I don't want to make, like point goals or anything like that, but what would you say that everybody's biggest goals right now are that's on this call right now?
If you all just want to kind of unmute yourself and we can kind of go through the line and just share what I can unmute everybody, just share what your rank up goal is, that would be awesome. So Logan kind of has a better picture. All right, there you guys go. Catherine?
Senior gold, strong senior gold by July 31st.
Okay, cool.
Lacey?
Silver by the end of June.
And you're almost there. Kayla?
I'm going to be senior gold by July 31st.
July 31st, all right.
Jessica Carney?
Gold by July 31st.
Cool.
Nicole?
Gold by July 31st.
Christina?
Oh, senior gold.
Was that senior gold?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're cutting in and out. Emily?
Ruby by July 31st.
Nice.
Jessica?
Also Ruby.
Cool.
Monica, I think you're next.
Senior gold by July 31st.
Awesome.
Nice.
Becky?
Gold by July 31st.
Meg, we can't see you, but we can see a picture of you.
Over.
Megan? I think her goal is senior gold by July 31st. Meg, cool. when you can hop on, just let us know. And then Elizabeth Britton.
I was just getting on, so I didn't hear the question. What was it?
Just what your goal is.
Oh, gold. Thanks. Sorry.
No worries.
And Eric's is silver.
Awesome. Eric's her husband. And I think, is it Gary Conley that's on the call too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have a goal?
Silver.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Sweet.
All right.
I appreciate everybody running through that. Well, cool deal. Awesome. So, no, Also want to give a quick shout out too. I mean, the team has some people that are really taking off right now. I noticed 4 people already with 3 enrollments so far. And then I believe it was 3 people with 2. So that's huge. You know, it's so important right now. I mean, we're at the 15th day coming off all this momentum from convention. I mean, it's so important to just really honestly end this month strong. And I know, you know, the people that were fortunate enough to be at convention, we heard legacy, you know, legacy company. And it's true. You know, I mean, and the reason why I believe so much in that is because top to bottom, left to right, you know, from the field to the corporate office, we have the people in the right place. Like I promise, we really do. It's the most ethical company. And, you know, right now we're at that fork in the road. And I think anybody at convention knows how, you know, it was palpable, that energy in there. And we're going this way, you know, and it's going to be a huge summer and we're going to take off even more after that. So, I mean, right now it's so important to really have your foot just on that gas pedal. I mean, just the sheer amount of people that are not even affiliated with Plexus that are visiting our website. I mean, that blows me away right there in of itself. That's a huge opportunity. But, you know, I think even right now with that incentive, you know, that incentive that just came out, I mean, that's a huge opportunity right now to pump that out. You know, I mean, 10% off a welcome pack, that's huge right now. I mean, honestly, even in conversations that I have with other coaches, you know, we'll break out spreadsheets and look at months for enrollments, rank advances, points and everything. And it's amazing seeing, you know, when we pump out an incentive that looks like this, just, you know, how much these enrollments go up. So, I mean, that has me super excited because, you know, I'm looking at this list. I wrote down everyone's goals and pretty much everybody finished up, you know, saying their goal by saying July 31st, you know, and right there, that tells me that, you know, we need a big enrollment month this month to make those goals happen. So that has me really excited. You know, so I definitely recommend, you know, piggybacking using that incentive to really plant those seeds right now. You know, and the reason why I wrote everybody's goals down is because I think it's so important to get, you know, goals down on paper right now. I mean, I could, you know, in my closet, I have a board that I have up where I write literally every single day. I write my goals down and I go through and I have a pen attached to it and I knock them out and I write them, cross out every day. You know, I think just right now with this month, I mean, I think going through and just writing goals, plan of attack, and then accountability. I think just going through that list right there, goals, plan of attack, accountability, you know, for yourself, but also, you know, your sideline partners and for your team, you know, your team under you, your team above you. I had a football coach and he used to always tell me, he's like, you know, we have such a good plan of attack in place that, you know, if we don't win or if we don't knock this out, then it's just that we didn't execute the plan. And, you know, I think that it's so important to have, you know, that same mindset going into your business as far as like, hey, we have a perfect plan of attack in place. The only thing that could deter us is if, you know, some crazy life event comes up to where, you know, we can't do it or we just, you know, didn't execute the plan. So I think that's super important right now with, you know, piggybacking and riding off of this momentum and just making sure that, you know, that this, you know, that the action and, you know, the desire matches the discipline. I guess that's the best way to put it. The desire really matches the discipline because I know everybody wants it. You know, you set your goals and I know everybody wants it. But, you know, I think the best way for everybody to get there is to, you know, really work together as a team to make it happen, you know, and I think that's awesome because, you know, being on a fly on the wall on your team pages and talking to Kate, you know, there is that team environment, you know, there really is. And obviously, you know, everything in this business, it's, you know, that's what makes it so great is that everything cascades up and everybody works together. And, you know, I think right now it's so important to really paint that picture for one another. You know, like Kate, for example, pushing for Emerald. I mean, she's pushing for Emerald, you know, I mean, I'm not looking at the exact numbers, but if she needs roughly, you know, like a 30% jump in her business to make that happen, you know, then that means that the people under her are going to need that same 30% jump, you know, for somebody like Christina, you know, that 30% jump is probably going to get you to that senior goal. Emily, you know, that 30% jump is going to get you to your goal. You know, everybody down the line on here, you know, everybody, you know, that getting to Ruby, getting to senior gold, getting to gold. I mean, just paint that picture for one another. Whether you've hit that rank, if you've hit that rank before, you know, I think it's so important to, you know, let that person know what that felt like for you. You know, really walk them through, like, this is the plan, you know, this is systematically step-by-step what I did, you know, knock out this goal. This is how it felt for me. And based off of your why and how I know you, you know, this is what it's going to do for you and your family. And I know, you know, a lot of times that can sound cliche, but really going through and making it as specific as possible for one another, I think really helps out. And, you know, I was telling Kate earlier, I had 4 people hit Emerald last month, and not one of them was above 1,000 points. And that's, you know, I called 2 of them today to ask them, you know, in preparation to coming on this call, like, hey, what did you really think was, you know, a huge thing for you and your team? And I asked them specifically, like, hey, did you go through and paint that picture for your teammates? And they said, absolutely. You know, I got with my team, I got with the people under me, and every single, you know, all of my business builders you know, the two huge things that they said, they painted that picture for one another and they made a systematic step-by-step process. And part of that process for both of them, they both highlighted for me, and I love it. I'm going to use it as a challenge moving forward, honestly. What they did was they got their business builders to, you know, depending on where they're at, but they put a huge emphasis on getting people to silver. I mean, the numbers at corporate are astounding when people get to silver, how much they stick on. But, you know, they put that huge emphasis there. And I really think that that's absolutely huge. You know, whether it's one person that was brought on last month, whether it's shooting for 3 people that were brought on this month, you know, really getting people to silver, I think is a huge initiative that, you know, it's a big thing right now. But, you know, going back to that, I noticed that a lot of people on the team had really, really high PV, which is huge because that tells me one thing right off the bat, that this team is good at the hardest thing in the entire business. And that's, you know, that's bringing people on, you know, that's enrollment. This team, obviously, whether it's, you know, charismatic personalities or, you know, just having good habits, whatever it is, you know, you can bring people on. I think it's huge. It's a huge opportunity right there because, you know, if somebody's been on for a long time as a preferred customer, you know, that tells me one thing, that person is loyal. They're loyal to taking our products. And the biggest common denominator that I've noticed with our ambassadors that absolutely take off is that they just felt compelled because they loved our products. So that tells me right there that that's it's an untapped market. You know, it's a huge opportunity to convert these loyal customers into loyal business builders and who are sharing the product. So, you know, I challenge you all, you know, in making those, in taking that next step and pushing for these, you know, these rank advancements that, you know, that you told me that I have written out. Because, you know, Jake said something earlier that really resonated with me. He said it and I was like, wow, you know, I stopped and I actually wrote it down. He said, firsthand testimonies and rank advancements are the name of the game. The testimonies bring people on and the rank advances keep people motivated. And I was like, you know what, that's so simple, but it's so, so, so true. I mean, why, you know, other than the products being awesome and convention being great, I mean, why is everybody so pumped up right now? Because points are up, you know, because points are up, people are excited. And the reality is points are up in the hardest time that we're ever going to have. You know, a year from now, we're going to look back on this back office and be like, how did we do this? Like, how did we do this? You know, like with all of these things, with Lexi, you know, all of these things right around the corner, these tools and resources are there. But I really believe that that's, you know, a huge opportunity. And one thing that I love, you know, one way that I've heard out in the field that works well with the jewels, with converting over these, you know, these preferred customers to ambassadors is, you know, it's a customer. And it doesn't even have to be a referral or an incentive, or, you know, it is a referral, but it doesn't have to be an incentive. But, you know, it's asking these customers, if there's a customer that you believe would be a good business builder or, you know, just even a dabbling wholesaler, honestly, going to them and saying, hey, you know, I challenge you to bring me 3 referrals. You can offer an incentive. Obviously, that's going to, you know, make them more inclined to do it. But asking for 3 referrals, because right off the bat, especially if you run an incentive, let's say you even offer them $15 for their next product to bring you 3 referrals. So right there, that does 3 things. It ensures that person is going to be ordering next month. 2, it's bringing referrals to you. You know, I mean, that's an invaluable thing to have people seeking you out, you know, to want to learn more about the business. But number 3, it's showing these people how realistic and how manageable it is to share the business. Because for whatever reason, this person's apprehensive to go out there and sell. But the reality is, it's just sharing, especially if this person's been a preferred customer for like a year or even 3 months. You know, they have their regimen down, they believe in the products, and they can speak on the products, and, you know, they can really go out there and share them. So, you know, I love that. I think that, you know, that's a huge opportunity right there. But, you know, with me, I think there's, you know, with my kind of coaching style, there's 4 huge pillars that you know, I try to cover on any call that I have. And, you know, out in the field, I believe that they're really the 4 just like pillars of, you know, this business. And it's enrollments, it's retention, it's developing leaders, and it's duplication. You know, right there, I really believe that whether it's, you know, IPA or daily method of operation, whatever it is, you know, if it's encompassing one of those 4 things, it's getting the job done. And, you know, even more so, like encompassing those 4 things, I believe it's super important to play to your strengths, to control what you can control, and of course to have fun. And with these enrollments, I mean, it's so, that this one more so than any of them probably, you know, play into your strengths. Like, you know, play to your strengths. And, you know, some people, I'm not recommending it, but some people have grown a huge business just over Facebook. just over Instagram, just through face-to-face. I mean, obviously, utilizing every resource and avenue that you have is, the most efficient way. But, the tools are out there, meeting people on their, outside of your warm zone or however you refer to it, the possibilities are out there. There's all kinds of, I love the method of reaching out to people on Facebook through, like, let's say, a band that I like is whatever. I'll just say Dave Matthews Band, because I always joke with the other two coaches, Dave and Matthew, but Dave Matthews Band, So let's say you go click on the page Dave Matthews Band on Facebook, and you go on there starting organic conversations with people through common interests that you have. And the important thing isn't that, when you bring up Plexus, is that you do eventually. And I love that approach that people take, because the reality is, like, in between, like opportunity parties or meeting people at Panera, you can do these things. And I think it's awesome just building these organic relationships, but taking it even further. Instagram's been a game changer for a lot of people that I know utilize it. And Kate, I know she can speak on this very well because she's been utilizing it as well. Rebecca Folks, I don't know if any of you are familiar with her. She's a diamond. I've talked with her a few times recently, and her, I don't know if any of you follow her on Instagram, but she just crushes it on Instagram. She seriously does. And some things that she does that she's so specific in her details. I love it. When she posts something, I'm like, I know exactly what she just did there. But she utilizes her hashtags perfect. And let me just give you an example. So instead of just, every post about Plexus, she'll, every about 3 or 4 will be about Plexus. And the other ones, are very intriguing. They draw people in, and her hashtags are really powerful to the point where, let's say, for example, she was going to post like a picture of just Slim. Like her main objective was to post the new Slim and just get that out there. So she would post the Slim at some nice park, with like her a nice park with like some Ray-Bans and a Louis Vuitton purse right there. Like, one, people see like, okay, obviously, she's got some money if she's got these things, but 2, she can hashtag Ray-Bans, Louis Vuitton, Plexus Slim, you know what I mean? Like, to where like, people are going to click like, oh, this is a really nice Louis Vuitton purse. Let me go click on this. So they click on it and they're like, wait, what's this drink? What is this? And the next thing you know, they're 77 weeks deep into your Instagram, you know what I mean? So, that's obviously the objective there. And when you're doing it, Instagram is one of those things where, like, it's going to take a little bit of time, but I would measure your success not based upon like how many enrollments you get. Maybe you don't get one off of Instagram for the first couple of months, but I would measure it based off the amount of people that like your post that aren't following you, because that means that you're reaching another network. And that's really the most important thing right there. And I would even, you don't have to Google it, but if you Google it, the demographic and like the age towards Instagram is a lot younger. And like I just feel like, it's just kind of reaching out another network other than Facebook, and, getting ahead of that curve right now, I think is, huge opportunity. But yeah, so enrollment's obviously a lot of ways to take it, but I think the biggest thing, just being bold, going out there, whether it's Instagram, face-to-face, Facebook, just being bold, setting those daily goals. Like, hey, I'm going to reach out to 10 people today. I'm going to follow up with 10 people also, and just, going out there and making it happen. With retention. So retention, that
hey,
one.
Logan.
Yeah.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to go back to something you said before you started talking about Instagram, and then make one point on Instagram. So you were talking about the whole referral thing, like with your preferred customers that have been there for a long time, and are buying over 100 PV and encouraging them to flip over to an ambassador. I just wanted to reiterate, in case anybody took this a different way, because when I first heard it, I took it a different way. But once you ask for those referrals and they bring those 3 people back to you, the whole point is to then say, you can take them, right? And you know what I'm saying? And you can immediately go silver, or you can immediately have 3 customers, you know what I'm saying? So you don't take those referrals unless they don't have anything to do with signing up. But that's just to show them how easy it is, right? Is that
100%? Yeah, 150%. Like that's the name of the game right there. And yeah, exactly, to get people to silver right off the bat, because I honestly think that anybody you bring on, like literally anybody you bring on, like the main thing, right? The first question you ask them should be like, hey, do you have 3 people that can sign up like tomorrow? Like,
right.
So yeah, absolutely. Because right there, if people can bring their husband, their best friend, and the person they work out with, like boom, right there, you're silver. But yeah,
everybody knows. Everybody knows 3 people. I mean, we firmly believe, at least most of us do, I think that everybody can utilize Plexus in some way, shape, or form. So we all have, family and friends, I hope, right? So the other thing I wanted to say was just about the Instagram. Most of these people, I think, if not all, are on our Instagram. Instagram is my jam group. And we're trying to explore that avenue a lot more because a lot of us, I definitely wouldn't say that our warm market is exhausted because I don't think it ever is, in my opinion, but we have to go outside of that to continue to grow our business. So we've really been kind of hitting Instagram hard. And I think we're all really liking it. We're just trying to figure it out. And so we appreciate that tip about Rebecca Folks. And, I know Bridget Ryan.
Right.
My husband just said, I'm the one doing all the messages. Yes, you are. Bridget Ryan is another one who hits it out of the park with Instagram and kind of like started that whole thing. And Amy Paul kind of followed in her footsteps. So those are people that we like to follow. But I love Rebecca Folks, but didn't really know she had a huge Instagram presence. So I'll have to check her out.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. And I saw somebody ask earlier, her first name is spelled Rebekah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a little different. But
and I think there's an E in Folks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, total funky name. But how it's spelled. But she's on fire with it. But no, I mean Instagram is. I mean right now with how this is going. I mean honestly, like it's strength in numbers, strength in relationships. Instagram's a huge resource to build your network. I mean, I'll be totally honest with you. Like, I don't use Facebook at all other than for work. Like, I don't have one. The only thing I utilize is Instagram, and that's kind of how my friends, just a lot of people. I think that's just kind of where we're going. So that's awesome that you're all are, moving towards that. Utilizing the hashtags, the direct messages and everything. But, with retention, I think retention is so important to really control what you can control, because the reality is there's a lot you can't control with retention. And the 2 biggest things that you can control is the subscription orders and it's the follow-up, and with follow-up, building relationships, whatever you want to call it. But there you go. But, yeah, no, I mean, and the cool thing is, with this team, and now I was looking at the numbers earlier with Kate, and I believe it was 20 out of 28 off the top of my head were, subscription orders. I'll be honest with you, that's a really good number, especially right now. For whatever reason, they've dropped a little bit, across the company. Just over the last month or 2, I think just because so many people are placing like individual orders. But 20 out of 28%, that's awesome. If you can continue that, that number, that trajectory, that would be huge. But then, with those follow-ups, those follow-ups are huge. I think that Lexi's I really believe that'll help a lot. So people, hopefully you're getting in there, getting acclimated with that. I myself am still, getting acclimated with it too. But I also believe that this initiative that we're taking with gut health, a little background on myself, before I jump into it. Before I came on with Plexus, I actually worked with a health and wellness company when I was going to school. And the biggest common denominator that I noticed with our regular customers was gut health, whether it was prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes. Like the majority of our people that came in regularly, it was gut health. So I really believe this emphasis that we're taking with the Slim having the prebiotics and, obviously this Vital Biome, I believe that it's really going to help to bring people on consistently. I think that these 7-day challenges, these 7-day challenges are going to be huge because by day 4 or 5, this XOS, this prebiotic that's in the Slim, it's going to get, especially if you're educating these people off the bat, like, hey, this is what you should expect. Your gut's going to feel healthier 4 to 5 days. These people by day 4 or 5, they're going to be chomping at the bit, messaging you like, how can I have this in my hands by day 8? Because psychologically, people are not going to want to screw up their gut health once they get it right. So I think that's huge, letting people know right off the bat. But yeah, with that, it's really just building those relationships and those subscription orders. And then developing leaders. It's the hardest one to quantify, but it's also probably the most important one, honestly. And it really blew me away working with the Jewels. I'm expecting when I first came on to be asking them like, so what'd you come on for? And they were going to be like, so that I could become a millionaire, you know, like so that I could become a jewel. But, you know, it's not. Most of them came on, they're like, hey, I just wanted to get healthy. I just started taking the products. And next thing I knew, I fell in love with the products. And, you know, fast forward, here I am. So, you know, that spark, it really can come from absolutely anywhere. It can come from a book. It can come from an event, like maybe this last convention, you know, but it can come from, you know, being linked in with your upline, whatever it is. But I really and truly believe that the main thing that I've heard and the biggest common theme that I've heard along the way is when I got to silver. People say so much, you know, when I got to silver, or even when I got to gold sometimes. Or like when I did that, I realized that, one, I believed in myself that I could do it. And number two, like, how cool is that? I just got this bonus, you know, I just got all these things, and it just showed them like how manageable and realistic it was. And, you know, next thing you know, you start getting people under you, you teach that duplication, and, you know, look, you know, what it manifests itself into for so many people. So, you know, some things with developing leaders that I absolutely love that help out. It's, you know, sometimes it even takes a little bit of hand holding, but I really believe that getting people to silver, you know, so that's my biggest challenge to everybody. You know, it's get people to silver, whether it's 3 people, 1 person, just, you know, I literally like identify somebody, you know, I know there was 2 or 3 people, Eric, Gary, a couple of people said, you know, that's their goal, you know, get to silver. What were you going to say?
Yeah, there was Lacey, Gary, and Eric. Yes.
Right. Yeah, 3 people, you know, said that was their goal, you know, get to silver. I mean, let's help them out, you know, let's paint that picture for everybody, you know, because I mean, right there, that's going to pay for that initial investment. That's going to do so many things, you know.
And didn't you say, Logan, when you looked at our data for our team, that we tend to add people, but that a lot of them don't end up adding anybody? Like they don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they don't go.
I did notice that. Like with the team, I looked back and it was like reflective of, I think, this month, May, April, and March were the months that I was looking at, but it looked like the majority of like the heavy lifting going on. I don't want to I mean, not exact numbers, but I would say like at least half of the enrollments were from like 6 or 7 people, you know? So even setting that goal for, you know, it's something that I love, like, let's set the goal. You know, I say silver, paid rank, silvers and above, but, you know, why not everybody that's been commission qualified? Anybody that was commission qualified the month before, let's set it 1.5. You know, let's multiply that number. If it, you know, 1.5 for your enrollment goal. You know, that means that everybody's bringing on 1 to 2 people. You know, because we have people, you know, that I see on that list, like, you know, Kate and you know, Catherine, and I'm forgetting some names. I don't have the list right in front of me, but that I see that, you know, bringing 3, 4, 2 people on. You know what I mean? Like really doing that. But hey, like even if we could just get more people to get 1, you know, get 1, get 1, get another one, then get another one, and boom, you're silver. Right there, you know. So I think really making that emphasis, you know, and one thing that's huge that I love, the consistency clubs. I mean, and leaders retreat, but like, hey, like let's not like that ties right in there, like writing the goals out. Like, hey, if I see a lot of people on your team that would have knocked out Consistency Club 3, 5, and 700. You know what I mean? If those were a thing, and a lot of people that would have been close too, that probably would have made that push if we had them.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm so thankful that they added like team building to that, so that everybody could shoot for that. You know, I mean, our company is rewarding us for doing what we should be doing if we're trying to build our business, which is to go silver every month. You know, so
right.
It's pretty kind of cool that we get rewarded like doubly. You know, so.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. And even through the 300, that's a huge accomplishment. Go 1-in-1 300 PV, boom. Like right there. Next thing you know, you keep doing that, good things are gonna keep happening. So that's you know, that's gonna be huge right there. And then one book, I don't have it with me to reference, like I always love having right on my desk, but the Strength Finders 2.0 book. Absolutely love that book. I wish I could hold it up to you and show you, but it's Tom Wright.
What's it called?
Strength Finders 2.0.
Strength Finders 2.0. Okay.
I absolutely love that book. It's very unique. So it's a book about different characteristics and you know, different strengths that people have. And what I like so much about it though is at the end of the book, if you order it, there's actually a test that you can take, and it shoots out and lets you print a list of your top 5 strengths. So it's just as important for me to know my strengths as it is for me to know the other 7 coaches on my team. I mean, we work like as a team all the time, collaborate on things. And it's so important for me to know my strengths, just as Jake's is ideation. So his is ideas. He's all about, you know, coming up with ideas. And then his number 2 is strategy. So it's like, okay, cool. I know that, you know what I mean? So like, I know even before him and I became super close friends that like he's all about strategies. He's got this green, you know, the color personalities. If you understand everybody's color personality, you take these strength tests, it just helps a lot. You know, really identifying your strengths in anything, I really believe it just unlocks your potential in everything. You know, so I really and truly believe that, and playing to one another's strengths is huge. And one, you know, just one example of how it can work, like 3-way group chats. I love that. With enrollments, you know, helping people with, you know, coming on with those subscription orders, like that's just an example right there. You know, if you know somebody who, you know, I don't know exactly what strength it would be, but like if you know somebody who's really good with, you know, teaching those good habits and bringing people on, like let's get them linked in with those 3-way group chats. But taking it even further is that Strength Finders book, and then by John C. Maxwell, Developing Leaders Around You. I don't know if anybody has read that book.
We did a book study on that. And we did the one on the 12 or the 24 habits of leadership, or
cool.
24 something like that. Yeah. We've done a couple of book studies. And I really enjoy them. So
nice. Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah,
I love them. We're doing another one. You know, as the coaches, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. It's another great one right there. I mean, blows my mind every chapter that I read. I can only read like 1 or 2 chapters at a time. I'm like overwhelmed. Like this is too much data I'm taking in right now. But no, they're really good books. And then, you know, with duplication right there, I mean, I think that you know, that goes into, I mean, even things like this, honestly, you know what I mean? Like just doing team calls like this, you know, this helps a lot, you know, like with Kate and these, you know, the team pages and everything. But, you know, I really think like Sideline Sisters, you know, just, you know, accountability, things like that, that's going to help with that duplication. I think organically is the best way. I mean, you know, you can't want it for somebody more than they want it, but, you know, I think really just having that you know, that bond with their upline and from their teams going to help teach that duplication. And then of course, I sound like a broken record, silver, get to gold, get to senior gold, get your people, you know what I mean? You know, shoot for those rank advances, paint that picture for people. You know, I think right now the big thing, it's just, you know, it's really getting a plan of attack in place, you know, and I think the biggest plan of attack for your team right now is using that incentive and getting those level 1 recruitments. I 100% think that, because the thing is, your team is really, really, really good at getting those subscription orders on. Like seriously, really good.
Convenience orders?
Yeah.
It's okay. I just wanted to make sure that they,
I never know what to call it. Auto qualification.
They changed the name of it.
Right. Like next week might be called something else, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'll, you know, you're getting those orders on, which is huge. I mean, seriously. So, but your team's doing awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited for your team. I really am. She said 20 people went out to convention. That's amazing. Seriously. Like I'm not going to lie. Like I talked to a couple diamonds that didn't have 20 people. Not joking. So that's huge. That's awesome right there. I'm super pumped for the team, and I really believe that, you know, like when I said right off the bat, like, you know, foot on the gas right now, it's huge. Like now's the time. You know, now is the time to really go out there and push for it, because, you know, everybody said July 31st. Like, you know, that's 46 days away, give or take, something like that. I mean, it's right there. It's going to sneak up on us. Convention was, you know, that was 2 weeks ago. You know, it doesn't feel like that at all. And, you know, I mean, talking with Kate earlier, like, you know, she was on the phone with me watching her, you know, her family out there, you know, playing at the water, wanting to be out there, but she was on the phone with me for like half an hour brainstorming and stuff. Like, you know, I promise you, like she's got her foot on the gas pedal. You know, she has her enrollments right now. Like she's an awesome person to learn from. And I'm pumped up because, you know, and the reason I'm so excited, because if she hits emerald, you know, that means Jessica hits gold. You know, that means that Christina hits senior gold. You know, all of these things. So like, just it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be an awesome couple of months for your team. Just go out there, keep doing what you're doing. Use this incentive. It's huge. You know, people are gonna love it. You know, get those goals down. Consistency Club 300, 500, 700, Leaders Retreat, whatever it is. You know, go out there and just make it happen. Good things are coming.
For sure. Does anybody have any specific questions for Logan as far as where they are currently and where they want to be, and any, you know, discrepancy of how to get there, or concern or anything like that?
I had an idea to take advantage of the incentive instead of Sunday team meeting. Maybe we could do like an opportunity Zoom. You know, if there's anybody that's kind of like on the fence, or you know, kind of like our happy hour or whatever, but maybe we could do it a Zoom format, or I don't know, something if somebody needs like a little extra information.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to do that. The only thing that I had scheduled was I was going to do a new ambassador training because we've had so many people added. But we could always do like a half an hour or 20-minute like opportunity Zoom after that, like for sure. That's totally doable. And then Tuesday is our happy hour, so that would be, only 2 days away from that too. So,
right, but the special ends on Mondays, so
it does. It's the 26th.
It's the 26th.
Oh, is it the first one said Mondays, so I think I looked at the Monday, not the date. So
yeah, okay. No, yeah, it's through the 26th. So I think the happy hour would probably be a great, place to add fence sitters for this week and next. The 26th is at the following Monday, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe what we could do, Emily, is because that's a great idea, is today's the 15th. So, doing our happy hour on the 20th, inviting lots of people to there. And then maybe the 25th training could be like an opportunity meeting. We can maybe make it a little earlier than normal. I don't know if that works for folks. But then they would have, because I think it's through the 26th, right? Does anybody know? Okay.
Yeah,
so then they would, so then they would still have Monday to place their order. So that's a great idea. Does that sound good with everybody?
Yeah, just something maybe extra, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do that. Other people with their rank up goals and where they're at, tips. Anybody have questions? Logan's on here. Now's the time.
I liked, this isn't really a question for Logan, but it sort of plays into what he was talking about with, I just watched the Brooke Hemingway video today, and, it was pretty much that same language that you use, Logan, of look, get an accountability partner when you get this started. It doesn't, like, sometimes if we say to people, join and then your first goal is to go silver, I'm sure that can seem a little overwhelming, but if we say get somebody to come do this with you, that's automatically one person that we didn't have before, or that they didn't have before. And I can see how that would be exciting, or that would be fun, and kind of bringing some momentum in to be doing that with a friend, starting off with a friend and add somebody to your team immediately. Look how easy that was.
Oh yeah. I love it. And it's so cool to see so many people that are like, their upline is their best friend. And that's, right there, because they both just get pumped up. And once one of them goes silver and gold, then the next one does. And it just, it's awesome.
It's fun to see those the sidelines, and then people on their team like, Kelly Parrott and Christine Ware, people like that, where they're just so like they just run together. I mean, it's really super cool to find people that have the same goals and the same vision as you do. That can create a lot of momentum and excitement and make it so fun. I mean, right. I've always said that like I can't wait to be Emerald, but it's going to be a lot better when all you are Emerald too. So.
Right.
Anything else?
Well, cool.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Logan. I appreciate your time. We're going to do it. I really think we're going to do it. I really have faith in this team. We've already added, as of, I know, 3 more people this evening. So we're at 31 so far for the month, which is incredible. I mean, Logan told me that I thought we were at 20 because I could never read our back office, but we're at 28. And I know we added 3 more people this evening with my flash sale. So super excited. And now we have the corporate thing, so we're good. We're good to go. All right, guys. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it.
No doubt. Thank you for having me. One last thing really quick. Yeah. If you're pushing for these rank advancements and everything, and you're, if you're scared, if you're nervous by that number, just remember, keep telling yourself that it is just that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a number, and it's tough. It's, it gets super intimidating. Like I've talked to people who like they dropped off in points when they got to 1200, and like they straight up told me like I got intimidated. So it's good if that if it scares you, it's supposed to scare you. Just look at it like a giant staircase, and just don't look up. Just take the first step, don't look up, take a deep breath, take the next step, and I promise, seriously, if your discipline matches your desire, 100% you're going to get there. 100%.
I wrote that quote down because I love that, because a lot of times in our business we see people that say that this is what they want and this is what they desire, but the action doesn't really support that. So I love it. Discipline, cool. For sure. Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks, Logan.
Have an awesome night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.